Have you ever just imagined the simple joy of stepping outside, maybe just onto your balcony, and picking some fresh greens for your dinner? It's such a wonderful feeling, and you know what? It's way more accessible than you might think, no matter how small your space is. Today, we're going to dive into how you can start growing your own food with a really smart, simple approach called permaculture.
This really just gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? Gardening isn't just about the food. It's about connecting with something real and watching it grow. It's a process that feeds you in so many more ways than one. And we're going to explore how to make that whole process successful and, most importantly, really joyful.
So you might be thinking, is it really worth all the effort? Oh, absolutely. Growing your own food is a total triple win. First, the taste and the nutrition of something you've literally just picked is unbeatable. It can for sure save you money on groceries, and it connects us to the cycles of nature, even if you're in the middle of a city. It's a small act with some seriously big rewards.
Okay, so let's get into this. I think the biggest hurdle for so many of us is the fear of messing it all up. But the secret, according to permaculture, is to not try and do everything at once. The whole philosophy is about starting small, making sure you succeed in that one little space, and then building on it from there.
I just love this advice because it's so practical and so real. Just focus your energy and your resources on one small plot, or hey, even a single pot. Make that one thing thrive. The satisfaction and the confidence you're going to gain from that success, that's the fuel that helps your garden grow.
So you've heard me say this word, permaculture, but what does it actually mean? Please don't let the word intimidate you. At its core, it's just about creating a garden that pretty much looks after itself. It's all about smart design, not backbreaking labor. You just watch nature's patterns, and then you copy them to create your own healthy, resilient little ecosystem.
All right, let's get into the really practical stuff. I'm going to show you two absolutely brilliant permaculture techniques that are just perfect for beginners. These are smart, they're efficient, and they solve some of the most common gardening problems right from the get-go. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you're renting and you can't dig up the yard, or you're on a balcony with only room for pots, or maybe your backyard soil is more like, well, sand or hard clay. These challenges are exactly what these next ideas are designed to fix.
Okay, meet your new best friend, the Wicking Pot. This is a super efficient, self-watering container, and the idea behind it is just brilliantly simple. For anyone gardening in containers, this is a total game changer.
So here's the genius of it. Instead of water just pouring out the bottom every time you water, it collects in a reservoir down below. The soil then kind of wicks that moisture up to the roots whenever the plants need it. This means less watering for you, way less wasted water, and the nutrients actually stay in the pot instead of getting washed away.
And building one is unbelievably simple. First, you just grab a food-grade container that has no holes in the bottom. Next, you drill just one little overflow hole near the base. That's what sets your maximum water level. Then you create your reservoir at the bottom, fill it up with good soil, pop your plant in, and top it all off with a nice layer of mulch. It's a simple, sustainable, and super effective setup.
Okay, idea number 2. Let's talk about the lasagna bed. And no, we are not growing pasta. This technique is just perfect if you have terrible soil or if you want to create a garden on the lawn without any digging at all. You're literally building a brand new garden bed from the ground up.
I want you to think of it like making a compost pile, but it's a compost pile you can plant in right away. You start with cardboard to block out any weeds. Then you layer carbon-rich browns, like dry leaves, with nitrogen-rich greens, like kitchen scraps. That balance of carbon and nitrogen, that's what creates the perfect environment for everything to break down into beautiful, fertile soil, feeding your plants as it goes.
Now, both of those techniques, they lead us to the single most important concept in permaculture gardening. And the crucial point is this: you don't feed the plants, you feed the soil. Let's take a look at what that actually means.
See, healthy soil isn't just dirt. It's a living, breathing ecosystem made of different mineral particles, sand, silt, and clay, plus that all-important organic matter. That organic matter is basically a feast for a whole universe of microbes, fungi, and worms. When you feed all that soil life with compost and mulch, you create something called a soil food web. And that web of life does all the heavy lifting for you. It breaks down nutrients and makes them perfectly available to your plants. A living soil creates strong, healthy, disease-resistant plants all on its own, without you needing any chemical fertilizers. And the #1 way to protect and feed your soil? Mulch.
Covering your soil is one of the most important rules. It's like a blanket. It keeps moisture in, it protects the roots from extreme heat, it stops weeds, and as it breaks down, it constantly feeds all that amazing life in the soil.
Okay, so we've covered the mindset and some incredible techniques. Now what? Well, the most important part of any journey is always taking that first step. It's time to get your hands dirty, just a little bit. Let me be perfectly clear. Some of your plants are gonna die. It happens to every single gardener, but please don't see it as a failure, see it as a lesson. Did it get too much sun? Not enough water? Every little mistake teaches you something new about your unique space. The real joy is in the learning. If you're wondering where on earth to start, these are fantastic choices. They're all self-pollinating annuals, which is just a fancy way of saying they're easy to grow and even easier to save seeds from for next year. A single lettuce plant or one tomato vine can give you a really rewarding harvest and build up that confidence.
It doesn't have to be some big, complicated project. It can be one pot, one plant, one single seed. That is honestly all it takes to begin. The connection, the learning, and all that fresh food. It all follows from that one simple action.
And that brings me to my question for you. Don't just think about it, do it. Whether it's a bean in a cup on your windowsill or a tomato seedling in a pot on your patio. What is the one thing you will plant today to start your journey?